Hi, I'm Snez, personal trainer, healthy lifestyle coach, and your guide to feeling your best. This podcast is a segment from my weekly radio show, Wellbeing Wednesdays, broadcast live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. It's all about sharing real, practical tips to help you move more, eat better, and live healthier without the overwhelm. Let's dive in, shall we? Coming up next, at this time of year, so many of us are thinking about our goals, our New Year's goals. It's a fresh start, things that we want to improve on or change or actually finally make happen. There's this feeling in the air of possibility, like a clean page, a new chapter in our lives, or a chance to actually do something different. I know I've very much been feeling this way, and we're going to be discussing in another segment what causes that feeling. And I think it's got a lot to do with that we are just a lot more relaxed at this time of year, so we can have some better quality thoughts rather than feeling like we're rushing around. But before we jump into our actual goals, and we are going to unpack them together today, I want to start somewhere a little bit deeper, which I think has quite an impact on whether we can actually achieve our goals. And that is what we believe is possible for us. Because we need to have a sense of how we see ourselves and making sure that we're very aware of what we see is possible for ourselves, because that matters just as much as what we are actually doing. If we see ourselves as capable, as being able to make changes, as resilient, as being able to learn new things, as being able to be brave enough to go out and try new activities, as being able to accept change and know that it can work for us, then we are going to make better choices for ourselves. Whereas if we don't feel that we are capable of something, or making change, or getting fitter, or getting more active, or losing weight and getting healthier, if we don't think that we're capable of that, it's going to be a lot harder to fix what we think is wrong. It's going to be a lot harder to stick to new changes, new behaviors, and new habits. So it's all about our self-image. And the self-image is that internal picture that you hold of yourself, and how when we expand that picture of ourselves in what we're capable of and what's possible for us, I think we're more likely to be successful in the direction that we want to move. Because before anything changes on the outside, whether that be your health, your habits, or your energy levels, or your confidence, something inside, I think, has to shift first. And your self-image is that internal picture that you hold for yourself, of yourself. It's how capable you believe you are, how healthy you actually believe that you can be, and how strong, how flexible, how confident, or how energized you actually see yourself. Because if we don't rise to the level of our goals, we are going to fall to the level of our self-image. And in simple terms, what I mean by that is that if we don't move toward what we want, we move toward what we believe is possible for ourselves in our mind's eye and in our self-talk. And if that is a lower level of what we actually want to achieve, if that's a vision and a self-talk around always failing in the past, never actually being able to achieve anything, if we don't achieve our goals, that's what we're going to always fall back to. So that is where we can feel stuck, and that's not because we aren't capable, and it's not because you're probably not working hard enough, but because the picture that you're holding of yourself needs to be updated so that when you don't quite achieve the goal, that sense of self and that image of yourself will drive you to keep going and to find an alternative solution for the ultimate image that you do have. And the beautiful thing is that your image, your self-image isn't fixed. It's something that's learned. It's something that you created over time, and it can be changed because it doesn't change on its own. We need to make sure that we actually do the work to make those changes. And it's not as challenging or as difficult as you may seem. You're probably thinking, oh, Snez, I've been telling this same story for years. I've got this self-image that's been built over time. The thing is that it can be changed, and the way that we change it is basically through imagery, seeing ourselves in a different way, visualizing ourselves doing something different, and emotion, getting emotional and excited with positive emotions about the new way that we are seeing ourselves in our mind's eye. Because the thing is that if we reflect on that lower image of ourselves, not being capable, not being able to get fit and healthy, not being able to lose the weight, that resonates with it a certain energy and a certain emotion. And a lot of those emotions can be quite negative. They can be quite devastating. They can be quite deflating, hurtful. And our emotions are very strong in the way that they determine the way that we behave. So if we do have a positive image of ourselves and our wellness and we get excited, that's going to strengthen our behaviors and counteract potentially that negative version of ourselves that we are wanting to change. So let's go through a quick little activity that you can do, and it can be the first step in the process of creating a new image of yourself. So taking a nice slow breath in, if it is safe for you to do so wherever you are, you can just soften your gaze or just close your eyes, and we're going to take a long breath out. Now imagine yourself sometime in 2026. It's not going to be a fantasy version of you, but just you living in a way that feels really good. That's better than what you are doing today. Notice how you move. Notice how you stand. Notice how you're breathing, and reflect on, what does your body feel like now? What are you more capable of doing? What are you at more ease of doing? Are you stronger? Are you lighter? And what are you doing with your days? What are you saying yes to? How are you waking up in the morning? What sort of activity is filling your day? And reflect on what feels easier now. What are you doing with your days that has challenged you in the past that now the activity just feels a lot easier to do, whether it be tying your shoelaces or whether it be carrying something heavy that you need to do day to day, whether it be walking up your stairs or walking up the hill to your home that normally leaves you feeling quite puffed and out of breath and exhausted. Imagine arriving to the top of those stairs feeling quite confident and comfortable and happy, not feeling distressed or out of breath. And most importantly, how do you feel in this new version of yourself? Do you feel calm? Do you feel confident? Are you energized? Are you proud of yourself? Do you like how you feel in your clothes? And just let yourself feel that for a moment without forcing anything. Just feel the joyous emotions, whether that be happy, whether it be relieved, glad, proud, all of those positive emotions. And you don't need to know how you're going to get there. This is the most important thing, because that part comes later. The simple starting point is just to expand what you believe is possible for you and reflecting on that image, because when you picture in your mind how you want to feel and the sorts of things that you're capable of and are doing, then when your mind starts to change, your choices start to change as a result as well. So when you're thinking about the being more active and more energetic, well, you probably would take the stairs rather than the elevator. And then all of a sudden that increases your activity for the day. Or you may do things rather than reaching for a soft drink, something that's heavy in sugar, you may reach for water instead, because you know you're going to be more active in your day. You're seeing yourself as more capable. And it's extraordinary how some of those small changes in the way that we see ourselves, we haven't yet actually done anything. We've just created a visual image in our mind of how we want to look and feel and the things that we're starting to do. And then that starts to create natural changes. Thanks for joining me on this segment from Wellbeing Wednesdays, as heard live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who might find it helpful and subscribe so you never miss a show. Want to catch the live broadcast? Well, you can tune in Wednesdays from 12 till 2 p.m. on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM, or find my info on Wellbeing Wednesdays with Snez, the Facebook group. Take care, stay healthy, and remember, it's the little choices every day that create big changes. Talk soon.